Hello and thanks for joining me for this week's track guide around Lago Maggiore. This is for Daily Race B in the Group 4 cars. It's 3 laps, no tyre wear obviously, and on racing mediums. The Scirocco seems to be the fastest car around here by a way, so that was quite welcome news to me as I don't really like driving the Peugeot. It's a bit of a shame for me this week that Race B and Race C aren't the other way around. I think they would have been better as the opposites, with this being a longer race with tyre wear and Race B being without tyre wear and just 2 laps of the Nordschleife combined, but never mind. In terms of brake balance, I was using +3 or +4. I couldn't really decide which one I like the feel of, but I ultimately set my best time with +3 brake balance, so that's 3 to the rear. And this is currently the 12th time in EU, so should hopefully be a good indicator for you guys and girls as to how to get a good lap time. With that said, let's get into the lap guide. So as always here, we're looking out for the end of the fence at the start. Braking hard on the end of the fence, down to 3rd gear, trail brake in and get your left tyres on the first part of that red and white curb. Then a dab of the brake here and get right over on the red and yellow curb. You can get even further over than I have there. Feed the power in gradually, don't stamp on the accelerator or you will understeer. And then come out wide and just a bit of a lift here for this left-hander, no braking required. Dab on the brakes here, about only sort of half or 3/4 brake needed really. I use 3rd to turn the car in, but then straight back up to 4th and get the power down nice and early there again, feeding it in gradually at first and then up to full throttle. And now here for this right-hander, after the curb there's that black tyre mark on the ground, so we're braking not on the curb but on the black tyre mark. Trail brake as quickly as you can, so you want to try and get off the brakes as soon as you can to let the car turn in, down into 3rd, rev 3rd out just for a second and then switch up to 4th to make sure that you get the grip you need, and come back over to the right of the track. And again we're looking for the tyre mark here on the red curb, just a dab of brake as you hit that tyre mark, bring the car across and get onto this red and yellow curb here and go full throttle. Now I'm just going to pause the video here for a second to talk about track limits on this section. I feel like not everyone's confident with how not to get a penalty here. You can see there's the white line, then the red and yellow curb, and then the grey inner curb. So your car is going to be fully over, with the right side of the car completely over the curbs. Your left tyre must stay on the red and yellow curb. If your left tyres go over that grey curb, that is when you'll get a penalty. So make sure you've got your right side of the car right side over, but left tyres do not go over that grey curb. That's how you get a fast time through there. It's going to save you loads of time, and that should hopefully help you with not getting any penalties in the race. Now this section here is obviously just flat out, nothing complicated going on here. Now we come to my nemesis corner. I didn't do this particularly well here, but you're braking just after the 50 board. Down into 4th initially, then 3rd, lift off, come right across over onto that bigger curb on the right there. Again, you can use more than that. And there you would normally rev 3rd out a little bit further, but I had the short shift to 4th because I was going to go off the track. But you would normally rev 3rd out a little bit there. Flat out up through here, make sure you cut this corner on the right, again that will give you a little bit of time. And then next braking marker is this 50 board, so just before the 50, on the brakes, and then again getting off the brake to let the car turn in, coasting and just using a bit of throttle through here, and then no brake for this corner, just lift, the car will turn in beautifully, get on the curb. Again here, as long as your right tyres don't go over this white line, you will not get a penalty, so you can get your car right over on that curb on the left hand side. And then final brake marker just before the 50 board, you see not even using half brake there, just a dab down to 4th, let the car turn in and then just feed the power in. The car does actually turn in really nicely under the power as long as you're not stamping on the throttle too hard, so that was good enough for a 2:02.451. I've got a couple of tenths in my optimal, but that will do for now, and as usual I'll leave you now to watch the lap at normal speed. Enjoy and have a good week of races.